with solutions.
Thank you for staying tuned. This is still the Middlemen on Enterprise Television. My case, 7-year ban on the creation of new universities, hypocrisy of leaders with no skin in the game. The irony is stark. The same Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration that previously encouraged the reckless establishment of universities as a political strategy is now imposing a 7-year moratorium on the creation of new tertiary institutions. This sudden shift reveals a contradiction in leadership priorities. While institutions were once used as a bait to secure votes, many of them remain underfunded, poorly managed, and lacking the capacity to deliver quality education. In the current economic climate marked by harsh devaluation of the naira and shrinking purchasing power, access to education has become even more difficult for ordinary Nigerians. Many institutions are struggling to stay afloat, with sustainability becoming an uphill task. Additionally, it's no secret that some private universities have allegedly become laundering hubs for corrupt politicians, hidden behind the facade of education and run by proxy investors. Unless political leaders begin to prioritize the education system by enrolling their own children in Nigerian schools and universities, the credibility and development of the sector will remain questionable. My verdict: the ban is a needed correction, but it highlights deeper systemic failures. Without genuine reform and commitment to quality over political gains, Nigeria's educational sector will continue to flounder, regardless of how many or how few universities exist.
It's unfortunate that the ping pong, of our policies, the dilly-dallying of implementation of them also shows a lack of preparedness, by this government. We would have assumed that education will be top of their game, a priority. Because President Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, he used to say that the youth that you do not train will disturb the children that you train.
It was Awolowo's quote.
He likes to...
Okay, love to repeat.
he likes to copy Awolowo. So he used to quote it as governor.
Just like his character is antithetical.
But when you now see the character, you now wonder, wait, is this what Awolowo did? In just 4 years as governor, you saw how many schools Jakande built. But in 8 years of governorship, Governor Tinubu was renaming streets. That's all I remember him for.
Yeah, still renaming roads.
That's all. In fact, if they were expanding the roads there, we will say they were not. They were just blocking, ensuring that you cannot cross the streets anymore. They were just blocking the roads.
You remember then?
When they say dualizing with expansion, yes. His own was to now put lines and then put what they call dividers. On the road, so you can't cross from one lane to the other. That's all he did in his 8 years. They say, he was laying the foundation for the magic that Fashola became. Anyway, the point I'm driving at with this ping-ponging policy is that no serious country will take you seriously when, you have a policy and we think that we can invest in it. Education all over the world is number one. Finland. I remember when the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria was inviting Nigerians, let's go, come. We have 100% literacy rate in Finland. No child is illiterate in Finland. And we will say, madam, this is your country, very cold. Would I really love to come out of school in your country? That's the pride of any nation, So if you are an undeveloped country or a developing country, you take education as a priority because that's your future, it's your way out of poverty. it can be formal or informal. We are Ghana and Togo are exporting tilers and what they call the people who do concrete to Nigeria. So it doesn't even have to be that all your youth are doctors and lawyers. You know, it can be vocational courses,
not white collar.
But our president came and started.
He changed the national anthem first.
How many people sing that new national anthem? Then he said, they are going to create new universities in every region. Then all of a sudden, by himself, he's now banning new. I don't understand. Is he confused? Who is the Minister of Education again?
Tunji Alausa, a nephrologist. You see, yesterday, a member of the House of Reps, Aki Alabi, he took to X immediately. The announcement was made. I was saying, thank God that most of the bills before the two chambers of the National Assembly are on creation of public institutions, tertiary institutions. And they're wondering, everybody just wants one. The question is this. Senators get 22 million every month as size and allowances. Reps get 21 million. Why not, even though the Carlos said it's not enough. But if you know that you want a public institution in your area, then first of all make an endowment, make a donation of at least 5 billion naira. Then we know you are serious. You don't just, Nigeria is a place where people just throw up, things without putting their money where their mouths are. And that is why we have a situation where across two sessions from 2024 to 2026, 34 universities didn't have anybody applying to them. I still had another 99 that didn't have up to 800 candidates. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that there are certain other things that these universities, private universities, even public universities are being set up for, different from imparting education. Because
there are more universities than students.
Well, the Minister of Education actually made a reference. He said there's a region in Nigeria, a federal university, that the number of employed people, the staffers, is about 1,200. Number of students in the school is 800. So it means that people who the government pay are more than the number of students in the school.
But the reason you have
how bad the situation is.
The reason you have this is because there is no clear-cut plan on education in Nigeria.
No policy.
What is the plan? When they said, there was a time they were saying Vision 2020.
Oh.
I talked about it a few days ago. I said, should I swear for this people? Because
by the year 2000.
Education for the 2000, yes.
When we got to the 2020,
COVID happened.
They were nowhere to be found.
COVID happened.
Vision 2020. Now look at a country that have no plan, a roadmap, a policy direction on education will do exactly what we are doing now.
Very true.
So we will not know what we are doing again.
We'll go up
at
we'll
the
go
beginning
down.
of administration, we will say we want to expand on education.
And then in the middle,
at the midpoint, we'll say we are putting a ban on it because there is no clear policy on education. And
Very
education
true.
is actually the way out of
the
problem of this country.
Very true.
Because if you're able to reduce, we have 54% illiterate index. 54%. That is to say that there are more illiterates in Nigeria than literates.
And then 20.5 million out of school.
Yes. So any country,
the highest,
any country where you have
20.5 million. That's the population
of almost Ghana.
Any country where you have such deficits, where you are working against a minus. What it means is that you are not doing the right thing. What you are supposed to do is to ask the right questions, then walk from the question to the answer. This one, we're neither walking from question to answer.
I cited the Finnish ambassador, and her name is very difficult for me to pronounce. Coming to Nigeria to say, oh yeah, Nigerians come. So what is Finland doing right? An extremely cold country. That Nigeria, the ambassador is begging us. So you can actually sit down with such an ambassador and say, of course, you cannot compare the entire population to even Lagos. Right?
You're even going for Ghana.
It's very small population.
Ghana. Let's even talk about Ghana.
It's not just about the population. whether the population is large or the population is small. After all, Equatorial Guinea is one of the smallest countries in the world, but it's one of the worst governed countries in the world. You have Cape Verde, you have Mauritius. Small countries that are well governed. You have Botswana, where you even have more cattle than human beings. Well governed, they even pay you to go to university. In Botswana, they pay you to go to university. So it's not about population size. It's not. It's about what is in the heads of the leaders. And the thing is this: for a developing country like Nigeria, we need more polytechnics, schools of nursing, schools of health technology. We need more institutions that will teach technical skills, vocational. Than then when you finish, if you want to go and, if you want to go and read any other thing. Because for me, I haven't studied, a lot about billionaires, in the world business. And I look at that and say, wait a minute. I was not thinking that, is it not better? You gain admission, get a first degree, whatever it is, and then go and do an MBA. Because an MBA will open your eyes
to the
business level of anything.
Very true.
There is nothing, I was discussing with somebody the other day, we're talking about land, and I said that there's no property in the world that cannot be sold. I was not giving him an example. I said, since I'm into property, I was once giving, I've been giving churches to sell too.
You're selling churches?
That was the time. Yes. Sometime last year, a cemetery in Lagos was taken over by the bank, and it was put on for sale, a private cemetery. So that tells you that, look, this world is just a vast ocean of opportunities.
Very well.
But you need to tune your people in such a way that what they see are opportunities. They are not looking at the fact that,
they are not looking at their poverty
at all. They are not looking at the fact that, I read law and I'm stuck with that. Because you know what, there is this lady, I forget her name. She has a shoe production business on Allen Avenue, and she read law. So when she finished,
how many lawyers are now theatre artists? Funke Akindele, Femi Falana, Funke Bokno doing events. They all read law.
It's not about we have more than enough universities. What we need are institutions that will use the hands
but I think that we forget how
and make them more creative.
I think we forget how we got here, because we had a dearth of universities. Was why we started creating private universities. Federal.
Jump. You can stay for 5 years. Yes, writing jump.
Get admission. There's like a community.
There are 2 million students writing jam, and universities cannot accommodate more than 200,000 of them.
Yes.
That's why we started creating private universities. But you have to know the population of students applying for JAM every year, and now can we cater to them such that your policy is geared towards, now we have enough universities, both public and private, to admit everyone who is applying and can pass.
I think we have enough now.
By the time you realize that, you now have to, your next step will now be to improve on your education. Because why are rich Nigerian students running abroad, including to Ghana? It's because the educational standard has dropped.
They are going to Cotonou.
Right?
Going to Cotonou and
they're not doing anything.
That Cotonou arrangement is not.
So you want that?
Because Nigerians just believe that. I know people.
Anywhere abroad is better than
I know
home.
people who took flights that they are going to Gambia to sit for greener pasture. Gambia. So we just believe that once we leave Nigeria, our life is getting better.
No, but Nigerians also everywhere.
In Brazil, we talk about there are Nigerians who are potters in the markets in Brazil.
Nigerians also everywhere.
They are going to Cotonou to learn.
No, but you see people who will leave their states and go to the north or the east to go and do taxi driver or some menial job.
I understand that.
So it's the same thing now. It's the same thing.
Within your country.
Yeah.
You are within your country. And there is something about attachment.
There is one
emotional
attachment. There is one
country.
school they built in Cotonou where people who could not get admission to study law here, they all ran to that place.
To go and be reading law there.
If you see the way they were graduating them, they now came full Nigeria. They are coming to do by one and by two because they are foreign students, according to them.
They'll be saying law school now.
No, Nigerian law school now. See, they cannot even pass law school. But Nigerian law school have to look at you did not do jurisprudence and you want to go to law school. How are you going to do it? If they know that the school that they went to, they did not offer it.
They did not offer jurisprudence and they went to read law.
Nigerian law school now go back to the school, tell them. See, because how are you going to? You can't pass it and you are supposed to do 2 years. Okay.
I think this whole issue actually stemmed from when we lost it, many years back. When we talk about Obafemi Awolowo giving free education, we used to think it was just primary schools. Then he equally created technical schools. He equally created colleges of education.
Yes.
Where people were taught how to teach.
There's also TC2.
Beautiful.
You remember?
Yes. So, but over time, we started discriminating on NAPTEP. That is the version of WAEC for technical schools. Yeah. So someone with NAPTEP is looked down on, like it's not the thing you go to school.
As head of state, who made NAPTEP, who elevated NAPTEP.
So we have to come to that level again, that realization that technical schools are very key and important. In fact, we need them more than
why it's very important, because technical school interrogate with your talent direct.
Yeah.
It just picks on who you are, the code of your creation.
Just funding of education.
It picks on it, and you are seeing exactly
what you should be doing at the right time.
That's why China is what they are today. You understand? But when you go to the general kind of school, you are talented and different. They are giving you so many things to read and read and
they
read.
jam you to
another. Many people are jammed to courses they don't even like.
Another course.
At the end of the day, you are not. Then when they get to university, they will not give you any course they like, and the rest of
you finish and you'll be looking and asking yourself, where are you?
You are neither here nor there. So we need to plan our educational system, really. Plan it and pattern it according to
and fund it appropriately.
Fund it appropriately. These lecturers, they are paying 100.
They are taxing us for education. No, they are not funding it appropriately.
They are not funding it. They are not funding
very, very true. And also, our politicians should allow their children, go to our schools. Remember the Labour Party vice that had a son graduating another school overseas why he has a school here. All right, we'll take a short break, and when we return, Joe Emeka Madunagu will step in with a case titled KWAM 1, KWAM 2, Action Court. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Middlemen.